today we are going to be talking about what to never, ever do if you plan on going to Disney. Hey guys, this is Emily. I'd like to welcome you to the Disney Desire YouTube channel. Please click to subscribe, turn on those notifications, and give us a like. Are you ready for my tip? That is that you should not stay on a property that is not owned by Disney. Okay, I know opinions vary, but if you're like me and you're from Texas and you don't have the luxury of living in Orlando, this video is really going to help you. You want to stay on a Walt Disney World property. That means a resort or a hotel that is owned by Disney. Here is reason number 1. Okay, before I get started, I do want to point out that I'm not going in any particular order. So I want you to watch all 8 and you see which one is probably the most valuable to you. So number 1 is you get extra magic hours. You get to go to the park an hour or 2, depending on the time of year, the park, before it opens to the general audience. You also get to stay after the park closes. Now, this doesn't happen on the same, like every park, you don't get to come early and stay late on the same day at that park. It varies. There is a schedule that Disney has and it changes, so you will have to look into that. But do know that there are extra magic hours every week and you get to attend them if you stay on property. A free magic band. So the magic band is going to function as your park ticket, your fast pass redemption, your charge card for food. So if you're like me and you have an Apple Watch, which I'm not wearing right now, but if you have an Apple Watch and you're used to paying for things with your Apple Watch, it's a lot like that. But even easier, okay? So you don't have to tap any buttons. It's so simple. Anybody can do it. Grandmas, grandpas, don't you worry. You just hold your wrist up there and it can charge your food to your account if you want it to. You don't have to use it. You could just pay for your food with your debit card or your cash at the parks. But that is one excellent feature. And you get this for free. If you did not stay on property, you would have to purchase the magic bands. And they're about $13 each. So I have a family of 4, and that saved us a ton of money because we didn't have to purchase the magic bands. We got them for staying on the property. Some other things that it does is it keeps up with all your photos, your photo pass identifier. So if every time you ride a ride and you have your photo taken, you can scan your magic band and it will add your photo to your account. So you don't have to keep up with that. And then you can purchase a package at the end of your stay if you'd like, or before. It's up to you. Also, your magic bands will be mailed to your home 3 to 4 weeks before you visit Disney. And lastly, if you don't live in the U.S., they're not going to be mailed to you. They'll actually be waiting for you at the hotel when you get there. So I think they're awesome. It just really speeds things up, and it's a wonderful perk for staying on Disney property. What can I say? Your trip is just going to get sweeter and sweeter if you stay on property. So my next reason is that you get early access to fast passes and Disney dining. If you didn't stay on property and you wanted to schedule your rides in the My Disney Experience app, which you want to download, you would only get 30 days in advance to do that. But because you're staying on property, you're going to get 60 days. And let's say you want a dining reservation, you get to make reservations 180 days in advance. Yeah. So you can't go to Disney World anymore and just expect that you're going to get to ride all the rides and eat all the things you want to eat if you don't plan it out. Okay. So that was one misconception I had when I went for my first time, my husband planned it all out for us, but I had no idea how much you had to plan. And it's very, very easy. You just need to know these tips. So you actually can start planning like when you meet those days. So if it's 180 days in advance for the dining, you can start booking on the My Disney Experience app at 7 a.m. Eastern time, but that's 6 a.m. Central time. So that's where I am at because I'm in Texas. So you'll have to think about that, like which state you're in, which time zone, and then you can plan accordingly. But that's such a huge advantage because then you get to ride the major attractions at the, good spaced out times. And you're also going to get to eat at those restaurants that you really want to eat at. Okay, personal favorite. But you tell me in the comments which one turns out to be your favorite, the most beneficial to you. But let's make the deal even sweeter, okay? You get complimentary resort transportation. Yes. Okay, so I'm a mom and I feel like all I do is drive my kids here and there, right? And I'm the responsible one. I'm always making decisions for my family and going here and there. And it just really takes the thinking and the adulting right out of Disney. Like you don't have to stress or adult because of this. So if you don't like stressing and you don't so much like adulting like me, then this is going to be awesome for you. So there's these big motor coaches, like these big buses, and that's what you get on. They're super nice, and you ride them to and from your resort and the parks, okay? So it's free, and they continually go all the time. Like they're constantly looping back around. So if, let's say, you get on the motor coach and you make it to Disney and you all of a sudden feel sick, heaven forbid, or you forget something, you know what? In just a few minutes, another bus will be back and you can ride it back to your resort. And it's all free. Okay, there's water taxis. There is the world famous monorail. You'll have to look into it. But that's free. And this past year in 2019, they added the Skyliner. Okay, so I looked it up for you guys. If you are planning on staying at the Disney's Riviera Resort, Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort, Disney's Pop Century Resort, or Disney's Art of Animation Resort, you can go to Epcot and to Hollywood Studios. Okay, so the Skyliner is like this gondola type ride. And it can take you to those two parks. And that's 4 resorts as of now. So they might expand. I don't know. But right now, that's where it takes you. And then I really cannot stress enough how awesome this is. So this probably won't matter so much to you if you brought your car or if you plan on bringing your car. But if you're like me and you fly in, then we don't have to get a rental car. There's zero reason to get a rental car because not only do they take you from your resort to the parks, they pick you up at the airport and they also bring you back. Okay, so I'm gonna go into that later, but oh my gosh, it's so great, y'all. Okay, this may be the simplest one, but it's also very exciting. If you buy something in one of the Disney parks, you can have it sent to your room for free. So that means if one of your kids purchases a huge stuffed animal and they don't want to tote it around the park all day, but they do want to sleep with it, then when you are checking out, then you just ask that cast member, will you please have this sent to my room? And they'll do it. Okay, so I hinted at this earlier, but it deserves its own reason. And that is that you get free transportation from the airport to your resort and from your resort to the airport. And it's called Disney's Magical Express. And it does make your trip so very magical. It's another one of the reasons that it just makes you not have to adult, okay? So there's no struggling and stressing about getting to the airport. They take you there, okay? And you can also check in your bags at your resort. So they'll make sure they get on the plane for you. Now, the time for that is between 5 a.m. and noon. So you want to make sure if you want to check your bags in at your resort that you don't book your flight way too early, like I did last time, and I didn't get to check my bags in there. So I wish I had known that. So I'm sharing that with you now. Also, this is only checking your bags in is only available for particular participating airlines, and those are, I've looked these up for you. They are Alaska Airlines, American Airlines, Delta Airlines, JetBlue Airways, Southwest Airlines, and United Airways. So definitely book with these guys because that's where you're going to get to use all the benefits. You get free parking. Animal Kingdom, free parking. Magic Kingdom, free parking. Hollywood Studios, free parking. Epcot, free parking. Typhoon Lagoon, free parking. Blizzard Beach, free parking. Disney Springs, go shopping, eat a little, free parking. You get entertained. So it's not a hidden fact that if you stay on a Disney property, it's going to be Disney themed, right? What is a hidden fact is that they're hidden Mickeys. So if you look around, if you go by yourself or with a friend or family, it doesn't matter. You can keep an eye out for hidden Mickeys. There's going to be plants shaped like Mickeys, carpets, rugs, walls, wallpapers, lighting. I don't know, but if you look, you're probably going to find a Mickey head somewhere. And that alone is so exciting. You can even find hidden Mickey searches online. You should look into it. Also, they have the best food courts. You can use your magic band and you can purchase your food so you don't have to tote around cash or your cards. You can just use your magic band, purchase your food. They have the best pools. There's water slides. There's horseback riding. Now, this depends on which resort you go to, but you should look into each one and see what they have to offer. The one that we stayed at most recently was Coronado Springs, and it was amazing. Their pool alone is just it's the best. It really is. My kids really enjoyed it. They had some awesome lifeguards. There were so many lifeguards, and these lifeguards play games with your kids. And then there were movie screenings. So sometimes we would stay out at night and we would watch movies together. It's just everything Disney. I highly encourage you to stay on a Disney property. Never stay off property.